So why would I be making a violin with wood with knots in it, like these ones? Well, in all other respects, that's an absolutely beautiful piece of wood, and it's an old shelf from my kitchen. Also making another violin at the same time from a piece of wood from Roger Dyke's supplier of sort of tone woods. So that's generally accepted to be a really fine piece of tone wood, top of the range, next to a piece of rubbish, some people would think. Although I'm not expecting those two to sound very different when they're finished. Obviously, if you're investing a whole load of time and effort, you don't want to take the risk, but I'm prepared to take the risk now and then. And I don't make to order. I only make and sell what I've made. So, I mean, the bottom line is there's only one person taking the risk here, and that's me. If it turns out really well, great, it'll be priced accordingly. If it's a sack of shite, to use a technical term, then I will be taking a serious loss. So, on my head be it. But it gives me quite a lot of joy to not be cutting down too many trees, basically. That's just something that would have been on someone's fire otherwise. Hi, Graham Vincent, violin maker, musician. Plenty of work to be done on it yet, but why? I'm just trying to talk to myself, understand myself why I felt moved to use a piece of wood with two bloody great knots in it. I mean, fundamentally, I know that piece of wood is going to make a wonderful violin. It's just everything about it is right, except it's got a blemish mirrored on the two halves, which would normally make it totally unacceptable. And I was trying to put it into words, but what it is, why I don't want to throw it away, why I just want to use it. And I think it's the same reason that I darn my jumpers and wear them. I've got one jumper which is about 11 years old now, and people look at me like I'm some sort of madman, and maybe I am, and I think it's valuing the materials and the resources more than my time, in a weird kind of way. And I'm so proud of this whole extinction rebellion thing that's going on at the moment. Those guys are great. And I wish I had the guts to get up and do a bit more myself, but it's kind of that whole thing that resources are valuable and make something of them. And this violin, which I probably won't be able to sell, I probably virtually have to give this one away because I've decided to use those, that bit of wood, which will be it's going to be a great violin, but in the everyday understanding of what's acceptable and not, it isn't acceptable. This is one of the last violins that I'll be using ebony pegs on, if my plan goes according to plan. I won't be using wood from tropical unmanaged forests anymore, but obviously I have a few in stock, so I don't want to just throw them away. So that kind of defeats the object, really, doesn't it? And yes, I still find this stage very exciting indeed, actually, because it's kind of it's when the violin goes from kind of being an object, really, to suddenly being a violin, and it's almost as though it ceases to be the thing that you were making, and takes on its own identity, which is, I know that sounds really stupid, but that is how it feels. And that's why I say I always like to do things like make violins, because when I used to make furniture, I always used to think, well, No one would run into a burning building to rescue this chair I've made. Whereas with a violin, I know that there's a very good chance someone might well do something that stupid. So there we go. So there it is, the Knotty violin. I think it worked out nicely. Very happy with that. If you're interested in buying it, you're too late, basically. It's off to be checked out by the person who will almost certainly be its new owner in the next day or two. So, but do get in contact if you're after something similar, because this is what I make. Wow, that's a violin with a bit of soul. I love that. Very nice.